Hello darlings, I am Cassandra. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I have a quick little message for you today. I'm going to go over the cards and then I'm going to give you my collective understanding of the message. The first card I have for you is from Jungle Beauty Goddess Sahara, and her message is what you know, believe, and how you think will have the greatest impact on your life. The next card I have for you is from Jungle Beauty Goddess Chabi, and her message is your self-worth is non-negotiable. The next card I have for you is from Jungle Beauty Goddess Cyanide. She says you get what you think you deserve. And the last card I have is from Dr. Lunar M. Crater. And his message is a wounded soul is dangerous. So the collective message that I am picking up from the cards is that first we're going to start with Sahara. What you know, believe, and how you think will have the greatest impact on your life. What I was thinking about is how when we start a job, we usually like to know what our hours are going to be, how much we're going to get paid. We don't just go into it with this, well, just pay me whatever you want. And they don't say to you, just come in whenever you can. I'll see you whenever, right? We have an idea of our expectations of, like, what our off days are, what our insurance plan is going to be. It's not willy-nilly, right? But when we go into love or into relationships, sometimes we go into it with, let's just, see what happens. And we'll just, you go into it with thinking that, oh, I like this person, or I find this person attractive. But what's coming to me is that the same plan that you have for when you purchase a car, like what are your payments going to be? When you buy a house, what are the mortgage payments going to be? When you start a job, you like to know what your schedule is, and you like to know what your pay rate is going to be. That is the same mindset that you need to have when you go into a relationship. This concept of love wins, love is just like this uncontrollable energy and emotion, and we throw logic out the window, and we just find someone so attractive that we just overlook logic and reason. We don't have a plan. We just feel like you just I don't want to say wasting your time, but you need to think of your heart as your greatest asset. And an asset is something that you value and something you take care of. You don't just leave it to, random acts of kindness. You don't just leave it to, well, we'll just see what happens, right? You take care of it. You say, look, dude, these are my expectations. When I say dude, that's for men and women. It's not a gender specific thing for me. So, basically, whatever experiences you have had in love, the universe is saying to you, please take note, do an analysis, look at, the good and the bad, but make sure that when you prepare to go into a new relationship, that you are extremely clear about what your expectations are. And what are your beliefs? Do you believe that, if you believe that all men are cheaters, or all women are cheaters, or all people, or anything that you believe, that you need to assess that, because if that is the lens that you're using, then just know that no matter, even if that person is telling the truth, you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe anything beyond what you already believe to be true, even though it may not be the truth. So you have to do a really deep self-assessment. And then also, what do you know? Like, what do you know about, relationships, about marriage, about happiness? Like, these are things you need to think about as well, because remember that whatever I'm trying to think of a word for whatever plan you have in your head, or whatever concept, ideology, paradigm, theories, whatever theories that you have in your head about how relationships work and about other people, it's gonna play out for you. It's gonna play out for you whether it's true or false in terms of the other person, because you're going to be projecting that ideology and belief system onto that person. Now, the next card that I have is your self-worth is non-negotiable. So, I mean, this card just really speaks for itself. So now that you have figured out your mistakes, the lessons you've learned, you've looked at your belief system, your theories about love and relationships, what your expectations are, now you can say, this is what I need to be happy in a relationship. Not saying that, you're not going to go negotiate some things, but just think of it like this. Have you ever gone to look for a job before and you say, I'm not taking anything less than $20 an hour? I mean, there were times, you know what I'm saying, where you say, nope, this is non-negotiable. This is a non-negotiable for me. Or if you're looking to purchase a car and you already have a car note payment in your head, and you say, oh no, I'm not paying $500 a month. I'm looking for a $300 car note, or I'm looking for a car where I don't need a car note. Do you see what I'm saying? You have the non-negotiables already in your head. Sometimes even if you go look for a pair of shoes, you already have it in your mind. I'm not buying a pair of shoes that's less or more than $50, or a pair. You understand what I'm saying? When it comes down to like buying clothes or food, or purchasing a car, we already have in our mind what we think is our non-negotiable. Like, I'm not paying for that. But when it comes to matters of the heart, when we come to like sharing our greatest asset with another human being, most of us don't have what our non-negotiables are. We're not very clear about what our expectations are. And there are a lot of videos online where they're saying like, well, how soon should I, become, intimate with somebody? That's your non-negotiable. That should be your business. You should have it in your own mind. What do you think you're worth? What do you think? Do you think that some person online should tell you what you're worth, or when someone should have access to your physical being? Where, where they could, just think of it like this, where they could possibly give you something that could just change the rest of your life, destroy your life. You should have that already in your mind about if valuing yourself. My self-worth is non-negotiable. These are my expectations. This is what I'm looking for, and I'm telling you to stick to those non-negotiables that's in your head, because when you have your non-negotiables in your mind about what is acceptable and how you expect to be treated, you will know when you meet the right person, because they'll meet those non-negotiables and you don't even have to tell them. So it's a way for you to gauge whether you are in the right situation or not. And then this card, the whole reading, you get what you think you deserve. Do you understand? Look, guys, you're not going to get, a lot of times people say, this happened. But you accepted it. You agreed to it. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes things happen to us, but I'm talking about you being very conscientious about your decisions, about love, about relationships, your beliefs, how your parents grew up, the kind of relationships you were exposed to, the patterns that you have experienced throughout your life. All of these factors will have a big impact on how you deal with relationships, or how you select people. So you don't want it to be an unconscious decision. You want it to be a very conscientious decision. You've thought it through. You know what your expectations are. You know what you need to be happy, and you're not willing to accept less. And then the last card is a wounded soul is dangerous. Now, what I was picking up about this card is that the reason a wounded soul is so dangerous is because even when the right person come to you, you won't be able to recognize them because your lens is there was a song called Rose Colored Glasses, that he said that I'm looking through shows only the beauty but hides all the truth. But also, you remember, the perspective that you are bringing to the table is going to shape the experiences that you're going to have, which may not be true. So there are women who always think men cheat because that's what they've been exposed to. That's what their dad did to their mom. That's what they've known their whole life. Or maybe that's who they are. So they're projecting and they can't help it. And it may not be true at all. So this is why you want to make sure that you are very clear about your belief systems, why you believe what you believe, why you think the way you think, so that you can bring the healthiest version of yourself to your next relationship. Now, if you're going to work, I like to give practical advice too. So in your home. Now, feng shui means feng means wind and shui means water, and it has to do with the harmony in your home. I don't want to make it complex, but I'm just going to tell you this. If you were to walk into your home, walk into a room, and you were to lie down and spread yourself eagle, right? Wherever the corner where your right foot is, that's your love area. Now, if you look really closely, if you have a lot of single women or single men, or just think I like to tell people, think like a second grader. Think like a kindergarten. You know how kids are very curious and their mind is open? So remember, you're walking in to the doorway. You walk into the door, and if you were to get in the middle of the floor, where the corner where your right foot is, your right foot is your love area. If you were to look at that area like a detective, what do you see? Now, the element for this area is earth, like pottery, stones. The colors are red, pink, and white. You can put flowers, anything that reminds you of romance, anything that's in the in pairs. You want to place things in pairs, and especially birds that mate for life. I think swans mate for life. So you could place some little swans in the area. You don't have to do anything major. If you have dirty clothes in that area, you want to move it. If you have things in that area that says fleeting, you're not looking for anything sturdy or stable, you might want to move it. I'm just giving you just some brief ideas. So that's one of the physical things you can do. But you can also work on your second chakra, which is 2 inches below your navel. And the color is orange. It has to do with your love style, whether you are emotionally available, right? Your shame and your guilt is located 2 inches below your navel. So you could put a carnelian, a gemstone, you can do that. Just thinking of carnelian or orange calcite or any orange gemstones, or you can use clear quartz, which is a master healer, and just ask to have that energy balance. And you want to also journal so that you can bring the whatever issues or hurt or pain that you have had from previous relationships to the surface, so that you can deal with them. And if I were you, I would also write a letter to myself, and just really talk talk to yourself like you are your own therapist, and ask yourself questions. I know I'm telling you this work, because nobody will give you the advice you need as well as you would do it for yourself. Trust me on this. And just, write a question, and then like, why do I find love, and then when I find love I blow it? Or if I find love and then I keep selecting the wrong person, really look at yourself and write to yourself, here are some things you need to do. Listen guys, try this, it works. And then you also want to work on your heart chakra, which is right here. And any green or pink gemstones, rose quartz will work, because you want to balance your energy, right? But anyway, these are just a few suggestions to kind of help you not in the process of analyzing what went wrong, so that you don't repeat those patterns in your next relationship. I really hope this message helps someone. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you darlings in the next video.